We are at Tollesbury. It's been a couple of days and we haven't done any filming apart from our GoPro, so I thought I'd better fill you all in on it. We left the River Medway on Wednesday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and we arrived at Bradwell at 9 o'clock. Pretty much low tide.
Down to 1 metre, be ready to stop everyone.
We ran aground going in, but we just bumped our way in. 1.2 metres, even though we drew 1.3, so we must have pushed through some mud and we made it. So that was really cool. And then we went to the beach on Thursday, and then we had a beautiful 15 knots of wind and we just sailed across to Tollesbury, which is where we are now. We are now. Yesterday the kids took the paddle boards out for the first time, which they thoroughly enjoyed, and obviously Daddy and I had to join in showing them how to do it, and we plan to do more of that today. We're on like the diesel berth. I think everywhere's full up. Even Bradwell were like, we don't know if we've got space, so I'll show you where we are. Look, kind of next to this wall. It's actually really convenient though, because we've got kind of our own private dock, which having a dog is great because you just go straight up. It's all good. Tell you, life is very different. Look, I've got 2 teenagers on board and they're doing their homework. So Ian got chatting yesterday to the guys that are working on this, and apparently it was originally built in 1906 and it's still raced today. So we've always adored these old boats. Maybe one day when we don't need the practicality of a floating caravan, we might get one.
She's a natural.
How many seconds is that?
What, before she starts moving? She can't make it upwind against the wind.
Show off!
Don't think you got Keel out of the mud yet.
So last night, Thursday, it was a bank holiday in England because we've got the Queens Jubilee Thursday, Friday, and it extends Saturday and Sunday. So I really didn't think we were going to get any food. And I did a Google, and there's a place called Tollesbury cuisine, and I was like, oh, sounds awfully posh. Anyway, it was adorable. They only do takeaways, but they deliver to the Marina. They're like 0.2 miles away. So we walked there, got a menu, came back, and we all enjoyed I like burgers and chips. I had chicken kebab. But they do more exotic food if you want it. But because we didn't really know what they did, we thought we'd just stick with something safe. But it was really yummy, and it meant I didn't have to cook. I didn't really have to do much washing up either. I was quite pleased.
Right, get on, Taylor.
So as this film goes, once again, there's more stuff we haven't filmed. Most notably was that yesterday we left Tollesbury and came back over here to Bradwell Marina. That was because today is Sunday and we're heading back home. But when you're heading south, down the south coast of England, you want to leave at low tide. Well, certainly you do in our part of the world, because this way the tide sweeps you all the way down across the Thames estuary and straight into the Medway. And because you gain an extra hour of tide going in this direction, because you're going with it, you get 7 hours of an easy 2 knots extra pushing you all the way home. But that means getting out of your berth at low tide, and there's no way you're getting out of Tollesbury at low tide. You've seen all that mud. And to be frank, getting out of Bradwell at low tide isn't that straightforward, but it's doable, and that's what we're doing here.
So, we're just trying to leave Bradwell at an hour before low water, with it still going out. Not ideal, but we need to get there so we can get the flood coming in. We've had it down to 1.1, but we still floated. So the original forecast was like 20 knots northeasterly, but now it has come down to 10 knots, hopefully, with thunderstorms. So we're going to go for it, as we do, because we've all got work and school tomorrow. Just there is a nuclear power station. It's not something you see every day, is it? Look how close the land is. We've learnt that you have to go like towards this side where the withers used to be, not the buoy side. We went the buoy side and we hit the ground coming in. We haven't got out yet successfully. And it is a falling tide, you know, bit of drama. No other idiot out here today on a Sunday on the Blackwater. What's occurring?
Brace yourselves. 2, 41, yeah, we're touching.
Up over ground.
Try and push through it.
Under full sail. We do have a little bit of a reef in the jib, just so it doesn't lean over too much for Izzy and the dog, who are down below having a snooze. And we've got 14 knots of apparent, 10 true, so it's brilliant.
So we're going to go through the spitway at low water, which is always exciting for Hannah.
As I previously said, he does love to add a bit of excitement. How are you finding it, Taylor?
It's alright.
Alright, that's a typical teenager
It's
response.
not as bad as what I thought it'd be. I think that's the milk that, I forgot what they call it, the milk on? Milk farm. That's it, I think that's it. It's something like that.
You see, start to see it now.
I should say. We're just going through the swing spit, probably an hour after low water. Currently we've got 11 metres, but we know it's going to drop quite rapidly when we go through. There's the buoy. And then once we're through the swing spit, we're going to turn to starboard and start picking up the tide and the wind behind us and hopefully go a wee bit faster. It's still rocking and rolling. There we go. He's stinging at me. Hello, boy. She's really bouncy today. He's great having a young teenage crew.
Yeah, 2 laps to go and my phone's lost signal, but it's just found it. Top 4 with less than half a second.
Ian, as always, is watching MotoGP whilst we are safe.
Yeah, I'm only watching the timing.
Yeah.
We got interest. Oh. We've got a good friend of ours, son, standing there for one of the riders. The top 4 are in half a second, well, 0.3 of a second, with 2 laps to go. Oh, 1 lap to go now. It's quite close.
Everyone else multitask like Ian. Of course they do. Look at the lead. It's all under control from it. Enter the River Medway. It's been a really cold, quite windy at times trip back. We didn't do much filming because look, it's grey everywhere. But we've made good time. Yeah, I've just got to go down below and finish tidying up and packing up. Probably another hour and a half till we get to the moorings. Had a lovely time for the Queens Jubilee. All good fun. Happy sailing. again.